Hello everyone. Today we're going to create a lightning burst effect. It's a relatively simple effect, like the one we see in the level. It can be combined with other lightning strike or arc effects. In future videos, we'll assemble them into a complete effect. So let's get started. To create this effect, we only need 3 textures. Actually, just this one is enough. The other 2 represent an alternative method, which we'll also demonstrate. First, create a new material. Set its blend mode to additive, lighting model to unlit, and enable two-sided. The lightning texture we're using is provided by Epic. You can download it for free on my Patreon. Put all 3 textures into the material. Let's start with the simplest method, using the sub-UV texture. Add flipbook function and particle random value node. It generates a random value between 0 and 1 for each Niagara particle. Connect it to the animation phase input, then connect the texture UVs accordingly. This allows the 4 sub-textures to be displayed randomly, producing a random shape. Finally, multiply it by the particle color. As we can see, by adjusting the parameters, it randomly switches between 0 and 1 to control different shapes. Very simple, and we can add other effects as well. Let's make it in the second method. Now we use the other 2 textures. Each channel of this texture represents a different lightning shape. And the other texture is a mask for each channel. So what we need to do is to use UV coordinates to control displaying only one texture channel at a time. This allows us to achieve a flipbook-like effect. We still need the particle random value node. First, multiply the mask texture by 4, apply a floor, add 0.5, then multiply by 0.25. Yes, this looks similar to the method for creating a pixelated texture. However, for this mask texture, it is used to display only one quadrant of the mask texture, different colors. Adding 0.5 is to shift the pivot point to the center of each subregion. Next, multiply the RGBA channels of this mask with the RGBA channels of the original texture. Use particle random value again to control the random shape. Yes, we'll see it switch between different shapes. However, the RGB channels of the particle color cannot be directly multiplied with the RGBA channels of the texture, and we only need the 4 lightning shapes. So use a breakout float node to split the 4 channels, then add them together. Now they are just various shapes with no channel distinction. Finally, multiply the result by the alpha of the particle color. Add a power to control lightning shapes. Since we're using the additive blend mode, we don't need to handle opacity separately. Simply add a depth fade node to create a soft edge transition between the lightning and static meshes. We can also add distortion to the lightning shape, as we've done before. Use a noise texture, multiply it by a mask that expands over time. This creates a burst effect where the lightning spreads outward from a point. Use particle relative time to drive it. The value is 0 when the particle spawns and approaches 1 near the end of its lifetime. With lerp and diamond gradient, this gives a gradual expansion from dark to bright. Let's disconnect particle relative time to demonstrate this effect. Yes, a nice diffusion effect is achieved using the basic node. Alright, this is how the material is created. Now let's set up the Niagara system. In the sprite renderer, replace the material with the one we just created. In the emitter state, set the life cycle to self, loop behavior to once, duration to 0.3 seconds. Set spawn burst count to 5 and spawn rate to 20. In initialize particle, set lifetime mode to random between 0.1 and 0.15 seconds. Color can be controlled by a user parameter. For now, set it to a blue or purple. Sprite size is 350 to 600. Oh, the noise distortion intensity is too high. Let's reduce it by multiplying by 0.1. Yes, it looks much better now. Set sprite rotation to random. In particle update, add scale color and scale sprite size. For color, use a template curve with scale curve 20. Well, its color didn't turn. Let's take a look at the material. Oh right, we only connected the R channel here. It should be connected to the RGB channel. Just a small oversight. Okay, we get purple. For sprite size, start at 1 and end at 1.5, creating a gradual enlargement. That's a simple lightning burst effect. Now duplicate it to create a brighter version. This one needs fewer particles. Set spawn rate to 5. Lifetime shorter, 0.05 to 0.1 seconds. And make the size a bit larger. Color should be brighter. View it in isolation. It's bright and short-lived. The previous version has a slightly longer spawn duration and lifetime. Okay, this is a very simple lightning burst effect. In upcoming videos, we'll combine it with the lightning strike effect we made earlier to form a complete lightning effect. That's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.